I don't know what that was all about. All right, here we are. Big game tomorrow. Milan going to London with their cool jackets. I don't know if anybody saw how they're dressed, but nice. It's really stylish. Anyway, guys, Champions League football, Napoli. Wow, what a team Napoli is, guys. Mamma mia, ragazzi. Napoli is playing like how Barcelona wishes they were playing. Napoli is another level, guys, this year. Napoli is another level. They have reached a different stratosphere. I know people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that, but it is what it is. What up? What up? Hakan just scored. Hakan just scored a very good goal. But Napoli, guys, plays on. Napoli is one of the best teams on the planet right now. Not in the world, on the planet. Not in Europe, on the planet. The way they play football is just it's pure. It is too good. It is just too good. I want to compliment Napoli for Giuntoli, the coaches and everybody, the scouts and the people that are putting together this team, because this team is just too good. It is just too good to do too good. Hopefully, they can maintain their mentality, since you know it's one of the things that Napoli lacks throughout their history is that mentality, right? So if they can keep that mentality throughout, but with playing this kind of football, I don't. I think they're going to go all the way. They're going to go till. I'm not saying they're going to win anything, but they're going to be fighting till the end in all competitions. I think that the level they're playing is too high for them to be caught up by mentality problems. They've transcended into to a technical tactical level that is just above anything right now. Antonio, what is up?
Hey, what's up, Roy? I
Oh
was
my!
watching the some Champions League actually, and
If only Raspadori was this shy kid from Belgium, people would give him some respect, man. If only.
Raspadori is doing very well. Napoli are very, very impressive.
Yeah, I know. It's just incredible the way they play, huh?
Yeah,
Incredible.
I will say though, I still I like us better than them, and you can call me biased, but they are definitely impressive.
Our football is different. Is still top level. Our football is still top level. Um, their football is right now is just perfect. It's just like perfection. We are mentally stronger, and our football is different. It's not as pretty as theirs, but it's different.
Mm.
Um, but we were just as competitive, so it's not a problem. Man City is way better than Napoli. I don't think so, guys. I saw a little bit of that Man City, Manchester United. Like, first of all, Jesus Christ! Like, I see why De Bruyne does a million assists in the Premier League, because I mean, they just give him the lanes, they give him the space, they give him. It's Christmas in the Premier League. It's Christmas for forwards, guys. It's Christmas. Christmas Santa Claus was in Manchester. Sorry, you're about to say something.
Well, I disagree, but anyways, I wanted to ask you, what game are you watching? The Napoli game? Because I was watching the Inter game for most of
Who gives a fuck about Inter Barcelona, dude? Right now, Napoli is one of the best teams on the planet. Of course, I'm watching them.
it. Okay, the Inter game is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Inter's probably playing for their lives, so I'm sure Inter's playing better than Barcelona.
Inter is is sitting back most of the game, and then they're just hardcore countering. They look pretty decent on the counter, and they scored, so they're doing well.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, this is the comment of this is it. Vich is the steal of the century.
Has he gotten assists this game?
Yeah, he got an assist,
Nice.
and he
How are the
almost scored.
goals?
He almost scored 2 goals. So oh
Oh,
no,
no.
dude, they're outplaying. It's just like it's men versus children. But
But
Ajax
that
is
yeah,
dangerous. They're always dangerous.
that just kind of makes me like happy. Well, I'm happy for many reasons. Number one, it's good to have an Italian team playing very well. Number two, I the fact that, in my opinion, now you can disagree with me. For most of the game against Napoli, we dominated play.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
created more chances. We should have easily. It should have at
Yeah.
least been a tie. Should have at least been a tie, considering all the chances we created. Defensively, we've been a bit shaky, but I mean, we put Destin against Vicha, so what are you going to expect? So it's whatever. But that I mean, I think we're a very strong team. After yeah,
Yeah, I'm not. Look, I agree, dude. Everything you said, I agree. I mean, the fact that we did dominate Napoli says a lot because Napoli right now is no joke. Like, it's not a fucking joke. This team. So the fact that we can dominate them, um, says a lot about what we can do this year. So I'm very optimistic about AC Milan this year. Extremely optimistic. Yeah, yeah, I agree with what you said.
yeah, facts. I mean, I think it's good if Inter win and Napoli, if they win this game, which looks like they will, they're gonna have like I think 9 out of 9 points, and that's like
It's gonna be
insane. And
true.
also, I mean, yeah, they still have to play away against Liverpool, but they have two more home games. Looks, I think they're easily pretty much through. Uh, Inter, they won against Polsen, and if they can beat or draw Barca, they're in the running.
Mm,
And tomorrow is going to be the day that I'm actually going back home because I have a long weekend, so I'm going to watch it with my family. And
nice.
it's going to be a very I'm very excited, very nervous as well. Are you doing any like pre-match or like tonight? You're going to do a live stream later to pre-match it, or
If you want to do it, yeah, sure.
I
Why
don't know if
not?
I can run it because I have to wake up early because I still have class tomorrow morning.
Okay.
But if you do it, I want to jump in for sure.
All right. Maybe. We'll see. We'll talk
Just
about it
just
later.
reach out to me. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm like, yeah, these English teams scare me. So
They scare you. What?
I'm
Like,
scared when we
I,
go
I,
when we
I
play
I just want
them.
to say something. Like, I was looking at the football yesterday, Man City against Manchester United. I mean, first of all, Manchester United, that team is clueless. Like, they have no idea what they're doing. But the quality of positioning and the quality of containment is so freaking poor. Like, it is so poor. If this is Man City's what they have to deal with in the Premier League, like, it's not going to be that. It's going to be always as difficult. Of course, it's never going to be, but it's not like the surmountable mountains. It's like football in Italy is way more technical, way more tactical. Um, and right now, Milan and Napoli are the real deal right now. So I wouldn't be scared about the English teams. The only issue about us is that we only have all our defenders are injured. That's the only issue with us right now. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that's going to mean.
I will say that the thing in England right now is let me explain why I'm just like nervous. Um, I also do have to go like really just soon to briefly join this like other Zoom meeting I have to go to, but then I should be able to jump back in. But
All right.
I basically like what I mean by this is, well, first of all, in England, Man City are just dominating. Arsenal's actually playing very well too, but Man City is basically has the league on lock. The other teams like Liverpool and United, they've been really shaky this year. Chelsea with Tuchel hasn't been playing well, and they just got a new coach, and they're not like amazing or anything. The problem is the intensity and just being in their stadiums, especially like for some reason we still haven't you know we haven't proven that we can win against like
Are you talking
difficult.
about are you talking about Milan or Italian football in general?
No, Milan. I'm just saying
Okay.
Milan.
Yeah.
We still have to show that, and so it's always. I know. I just want to see it happen. If we can, I want to see us get a win away, or get a win at least against. I know it's only our second year, but I wish we had gotten our win against a top club. But the main reason why I'm nervous is because Tatarusanu in goal. And some of the defenders are mainly the goalkeeper. I think is going to be a big loss, obviously, because I'm scared for Tatarusano's like flexibility. And I know that Chelsea are a team that shoot a lot, and you have to always be ready. They're going to fire in a lot of crosses. So it's you got to be. That's going to be a big loss if we concede a goal. Like that free kick is savable. The one that we conceded against Empoli, like,
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that. I mean, it's okay to let those in, I guess, but you want to be able to save those. But there's going to be a lot of fast shots. He's going to have to go down and react. So
yeah.
I'm nervous for that.
Mm. Yeah. Um, Tatarusano obviously is not Magic Mike, obviously. So there's a big there's a loss in ability, personality, etc. There, 100%. But then when it comes to the game played on the field, both fullbacks are reserve fullbacks. Dest would be the first game he actually starts for Milan. So the mechanisms of fullbacks in a football team is very important, especially Milan, where our system is very dependent, not fully dependent, but a big part of it is the movement of the fullbacks. So we're going into a very difficult game in a very difficult stadium with Balotelli and Dest being the fullbacks for the first time together, both players that don't have many minutes. You can't expect Milan to dominate tomorrow. Like it's just I don't think it can happen with
Of
both
course,
fullback fullback.
that would be crazy. Roy, I'm gonna step out. I'll be back soon.
All right, later. But if we did have our usual fullbacks, Leao and Calabria, I would be quite confident that Milan would do their play their regular game and just the way they played against Inter, the way they played against Napoli. If Milan can dominate Napoli, Milan can dominate Chelsea too, but with the right team. Let's see. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. The biggest difference also when it comes to Milan and Chelsea is of the experience. And that's something that we are going to have to contend with. Is that how many of our players have played in big Champions League games? Like not many. While Chelsea now, those players have been playing in the Champions League for many years, and they have a lot of experienced players. All right. Do you think Napoli can win the UCL? Yes, absolutely, they can win the UCL. Um, but obviously, there's other teams that can win it too. But the way Napoli plays football is like you got to be really, really good to beat Napoli right now. You got to be really good. Both Kessie and Koulibaly are bench warmers. It tells a lot about the level of EPL. Man United are just S. Uh, I mean, from what I saw against Man City, Man United looks awful. They look terrible. They looked really bad. They made it so easy. The positioning, the spaces they give, is just it's Christmas. It's Christmas in the EPL, at least as far as Manchester United goes. So that win there was not impressive. It's not impressive. It was really bad. Roy, who do you think tomorrow will play at right wing? Well, if I was Pioli, I'd probably put Krunic there. I would probably put Krunic, CDK, Leao, and Giroud as my top four. In the double pivot, Benacer and Tonali. And the defense, I guess it's Dest over Gabbia, rather than putting Kalulu on the left, Kalulu on the right, Gabbia in the middle. I'd just go with Balotelli, Tomori, Kalulu, and Dest, and take my chances. Yeah. Remember last year Napoli had 8, 9 straight wins in the beginning of the season, and then Napoli. Yeah, but this is different kind of Napoli, guys. Like this is a different kind of Napoli. It's not the same Napoli. This is a different beast. This is a different beast. This reminds me of Milan's Ancelotti's era. Like they're playing that kind of football. They're playing that kind of football. This is a different beast, guys. So don't go on holiday just yet and expect Napoli to give you gifts because they're going to lose or choke. I wouldn't be counting on that. It can happen because it is in their history. They don't have great DNA, etc., etc. But I wouldn't be counting on that. Does this get too much hate? No, absolutely not. Guys, Napoli just scored another goal. Raspadori scored 1-4. Guys, Napoli's just scored 4 goals against Ajax, and Raspadori scores another goal. They're just walking through Ajax. They are walking through Ajax. It's literally men versus children. The mighty Ajax, the you know, the mighty Ajax. Raspadori, and people were telling me that no, we can't get Raspadori. Raspadori plays in Sassuolo. He can't play in Europe. They don't know how to play in Europe. Yeah, Raspadori now 3 games, 3 goals in Europe. Two goals against Ajax. Anguissa is such an incredible midfielder. I love this team, guys. Napoli is playing football the way it should be played. Napoli is incredible right now. Incredible team. But yeah, Raspadori can't play in Champions League. He doesn't have what it takes to play in Europe. Oh, please. Please. Please, 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 please. Stop it, Levar. We don't need Raspadori. I'm not saying we need Raspadori. CDK is more useful for us. Um, yeah, maybe next year. Maybe next year. Right now, CDK is nowhere near Raspadori's level. Like, not even close. What's up, Vasil? How you doing? How's it going? Des can't defend. If he wasn't on the U.S. national team, you wouldn't hear much about him. Yeah, I mean, uh, obviously the guy has barely played. You know, he missed he came literally the last day. Yeah, but guys, he might tear it up next year. But Raspadori is going to keep on tearing it up and growing and growing. At the end of the day, whatever, I'm not complaining, guys. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I'm just admiring what Napoli is doing. People want to be tribal and shit and not be objective. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about any of that. That's kind of yeah. 4-1 Napoli. All right, let's get back to the games. Obviously, let's see what's going on. Scamacca goals on the weekend was a beauty. I feel like we missed out on him. Man, all these Italian players, all these players from the next generation of the Italian national team, they're all champions. They're all great. Chiesa, Zaniolo, Raspadori, Barella, Scamacca. Like these guys are the real deal. Yeah, we missed out on many of them. We definitely missed out on many of them. You know, but whatever. We got Origi and Rebic. Napoli bought 2 world-class players in Raspadori and Vice, yeah, and also Simeone, who's a great replacement striker, like the depth there. Napolitano has become a beast. Um, that's really good stuff from Napoli. Really good stuff. You know, just brilliant. Last year, and Anguissa, man, is just like, wow, what a player. And Lobotka, man, guys, I don't know, guys. I can't stop raving about this team. I cannot stop raving about this team. Kim, the guy that came from. Glad we signed Origi over him. Yeah, right. Yeah. Origi hashtag 20. Let's see. Maybe he'll perform tomorrow. We shall see. It can happen. He might come in as a sub, scores a goal. We'll see what happens. Anyway, right now Napoli is just managing the game at this point. This game is, unless something happens, crazy happens, this game is over already. I guess big game for Inter. Inter's project doesn't really inspire me so much. I don't I don't know. There's things about it that make it difficult for me to see it go forward. Sotil, what about Sotil, guys? And Udinese, or he will get injured getting out of bed tomorrow. Yeah, and Rebic, both of them. But Rebic did score, guys. Oh, hold on, Vicha here with a nice play. Raspadori. Oh, beautiful setup. Mm, beautiful setup. But it's a good. This Barcelona team, there's something about this Barcelona team that does not convince me. It's just the way it was built does not convince me. But let's see. Let's see how they do. There's something about Barcelona that, to me, even when I saw them last year and how Xavi has them play, they just don't seem to have that same fire they usually have, that formula. And the thing about the Barcelona that dominated the world was a Barcelona that was built very differently than this one. It was built in a very pure way. This Barcelona here is built in a very strange way. So I don't know if that's going to translate at all. So we shall see. But I was watching that. I was watching extended highlights of the Manchester United Man City game. Yeah, guys, like the even Man City, the way they play. I mean, Napoli plays better than Man City. Napoli plays better football than Man City. So we do not need to worry about any teams. Milan does not need to worry about anyone. Maybe PSG, um, maybe Real Madrid, because Real Madrid have experience. But we can play against any team in Europe at this point. There's no problem. Or you will get in. Do you know if Chiara is available? No, Chiara is not available, and Calabria is out till next year because he's not seeing many minutes in Barca. I wonder why. Yeah, I mean it's really not his football, that tiki taka football. But Kessi is perfect for Milan. He was literally perfect for our system. Just absolutely, it was perfect for how we played. Um, and by the way, Raspadori is having a super performance, yeah. But I don't know, some money talks. So he would rather get paid and sit on the bench. I mean, he was going to get paid a lot of money at Milan too. But it's not like he wasn't going to get paid. He was going to get paid a lot of money at Milan as well. So he could have stayed at Milan, got it paid, a million less or something like that. Um, and he could have been like, one of the leaders of a team. But no, he instead. But we'll see also because it depends what happens with Busquets, really, right? I mean, Busquets can't go on forever. Maybe Kessie will grow into the system and he will learn how to play, and they'll adapt to him. He will adapt to them, etc., etc. But Barcelona is this team that is more concerned with the style in which they play rather than rather than winning. They would rather not win and keep on playing and keep on playing. You know, right? Would you say we're missing a Kessie right now in the midfield, considering how many goals we have conceded? No, I don't think so. I don't think so because Benacer. Oh my God, there he goes. Vicha just fucking. Oh, that was nasty. Nasty on Vicha. Nasty foul on Vicha. His ankle just got fucked. Vicha's ankles are bleeding. Oh no, never mind. Um, no, I think we're conceding goals. Why are we conceding goals? That's a good question. I mean, why are we conceding goals? Hmm. It can't be the. I mean, why would it be the midfield? We're not conceding. We're conceding goals in the box by on crosses. So it's a lot of the goals we get are the central defenders not covering their markers correctly. No, I don't think Kissy is an issue. Benacer, I think, is doing an excellent job as far as midfield recovery. I can see in the midfield, but why? Like we're not losing the games in the midfield. We're losing. No, we're losing the game. We're. It's mostly what happens in the box. Really, that is the issue, right? So that's your defense. That's not the midfield. So I don't. I don't think it's because of not Kissy. I think it's just maybe the system needs to change. I mean, if you look at Napoli, for example, they're the team that is conceding the least. They they are they're conceding opportunities, right? But the defenders, those two defenders, Kim Min Jae and Ramani, are always there on time. They're always defending correctly. They don't miss a beat. While in our case, Kalulu, Tomori, Calabria, especially those three, have been missing a step. Because it's in the box where we get hurt, not in the midfield. Tonali has been blowing hot and cold, but Milanese are not. What is no Tonali's Tonali? So now Tonali's not good enough. Paul, Roy, you're spot on about the EPL. They play is a mess and it's kind of boring. Put Krunic in front of the D. I bet the goals against would drop. Krunic in front of the D for who? For Benacer? For Tonali? I mean, we were conceding. Look, last year when we were last year, we ended the season as a team as the team with Napoli that conceded the least amount of goals. But in the beginning, we weren't in the top four. We weren't in the top five. We were conceding goals in the beginning, and then it was the last quarter of the season where we closed up shop. But up until then, we were conceding goals. Oh my god, we were conceding goals. Uh, it's 4-1. Napoli is still hunting for more goals. Still hunting for more goals. Incredible. Push Tonali up a little further. So you would say no CDK out? No CDK? Push out CDK, Tonali. So you go Krunic, Tonali, Benacer. I mean, I think Krunic is a very reliable player. So you know, any squad with him in it would be a good squad because he's very reliable. He's developed a great personality, great charisma. Napoli on the counter, no, nothing. Atletico Madrid losing by 2 goals. Who are they losing to? Wow, guys, this Ajax Napoli game is such a great game. Ajax is both teams are playing open football. It's really fun. Club Bruges with Onyedika, huh? Onyedika. Club Bruges playing good football. You know what? Club Brugge also actually plays really good football. I remember when we were watching the CDK highlights and we're watching the Club Brugge. I mean, you watch CDK highlights, you're watching Club Brugge highlights essentially. And the team was playing really nice football. Anyway, we have an opportunity here for Napoli. Oh, what a beautiful 1-2. Oh my God. What a goal. Oh my God. Jesus. Guys, Vicha Veraskilia with an incredible goal. Oh my Lord. Guys, what are we watching here? 5-1. Forget about it. I want everybody to come here and apologize to me because they fucking doubted me when I'm telling you this team is a real deal. Guys, it is the 60th minute. Ajax fans are already leaving the stadium. Ajax fans are leaving the stadium. The mighty Ajax. They're leaving the stadium. Reitzinger on the bench. Guys, what a was it? Who was it? Beautiful 1-2. Exceptional 1-2. Vicha Veraskilia set that up. I think it was Vicha and Raspadori. Was it? Was it? Or Vicha? Who is it? Let's see. No, who is it? Yeah. Yeah, Vicha and Raspadori, guys. Vicha and Raspadori with a super 1-2. Just an incredible 1-2. And Vicha with good control, but mamma mia ragazzi, ma che calcio, ma che calcio che sta giocando questa squadra, ma stiamo scherzando, ma stiamo scherzando, qua stiamo scherzando, tutti mi vogliono pure dire che non so di che cazzo sto parlando, ma che siamo pazzi qua. Guys, Vicha Raspadori. Mamma mia, guys, Napoli, what a team these motherfuckers, these pieces of shit, man, what a team they've got together. Lozano, Napolitano, Osimhen, Simeone, Raspadori, Vicha, Zerbin, Zelinski, Anguissa, Ndombele, Lobotka. Like the quality is out of this world. Oh my lord. I can't stop raving about these guys. People might think this is a Napoli channel, but I really cannot stop raving about these guys. Anyway, it is 5-1 in Holland. Vicha got an assist and a goal. Raspadori got an assist and 2 goals. Well, actually, Vicha also got a hockey assist. We need to try at least one CDK on the right, Ali in the cam. Ali is an exceptional player. He is truly exceptional. So I suggested. Mamma mia, guys! Napoli's playing. They're still fucking playing around these guys like they don't exist. This is Ajax, guys. Huh? This is Ajax. Torino is more difficult to play against Torino than Ajax for Napoli. Handon Petrovsky, how you doing, my friend? How's it going? So no, going back to the Ali in the camp. For me, when I look at the preseason, a lot of good things came from um, Ali on the right. I think out of the 4 goal contribution he produced, guys, another opportunity for Napoli. Oh my God, guys, Napoli's not done yet. They're still going. They're still going. Um, so in my mind, oh wait, Ajax might get one back. Let's see. Nope, they don't. Barcelona has tied with Pedri. So Inter choking it up like always. Um, so in my opinion, um, because of how Pioli uses, Salamakers, for example, uh, in order to create the famous balance, right? The famous balance that you need in a football team in order to function properly. Ali can kind of do what Salamakers does, as in covering the field, not with the same kind of speed or intensity, but as far as space, he does cover a lot of space, and you saw that in his heat map when he played in France. That he covers, guys. Now Napoli again, Napoli again. Oh my lord, guys! Napoli wants the 6th goal. It's 67 minutes. Napoli is going in for the 6th goal. Oh, guys, maybe it's not a goal for Barcelona. Maybe this goal, no goal, handball, guys. So Inter keep the score 1-0. Interesting, interesting. Handball Ansu Fati. Okay, all right. Let's see it. Oh wow, you barely notice it. You barely notice it. Barely notice it. All right. Anyway, no. So I was saying I would put Ali on the right and CDK in the middle and have him do what he does. And you can play, guys. Napoli almost scored another goal. They're just destroying Ajax. Napoli is just destroying Ajax. Oh my God, guys! Napoli is attacking again. Napoli is not stopping. Guys, guys, guys! Oh my God, guys! Napoli almost scored another goal again. This is the thing about Napoli also that I'm saying is like right now Vicha and Raspadori have been subbed out, and I think Zelinski has been subbed out. But the depth is so big that they're still playing with the same amount of quality, and they're still attacking Ajax. Like this team is built beautifully, and these guys don't get injured. Milan now is the Italian team with the most injuries, 11. Is the Italian team that has suffered the most injuries so far out of all the Italian teams since the season has started. Milan with 11 players. Napoli is at 2, I think. Right now, we're just missing our defenders. I mean, we have most of the squad. We're just missing, the goalkeeper and the defenders. Guys, Napoli's still pressing like maniacs. We're still pressing like maniacs, and it's 1-5. Incredible stuff, man. Incredible stuff. Absolutely phenomenal stuff here. But yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. Should be a really fun game. It should be a really fun game. Looking forward to it. Shot by Ajax, but goes nowhere. This is a good opportunity for Dest to show whether or not Milan is should spend the money because Calabria is out till winter essentially till next year. So now Dest is going to be playing a lot of football. Let's see how he does because it is also. I mean, it depends how he does defensively. Because if he doesn't do well defensively, then you can see Kalulu going on the right. Kubis will be included in the squad. Yeah, he could be right. And the guy is big, so physically he would not suffer. Leao will get a brace, hopefully. Leao has consecrated himself as an elite player, so that is really excellent. I like him to get a chance in the second half and do amazing. Chelsea defense is shit. I mean, Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, and blah blah blah. They got the names. They got the names. But whatever. I'm, hold on, guys. Wow, insane. Yeah, they have the names. Did you read the last time in Cassano? Yeah, no, I saw the live. I saw the live where Cassano was talking about his opinion on. Cassano does not understand shit, man. Cassano is an idiot. He really does not understand anything. Like he's a fun he's fun to listen to watch because he says outlandish stuff, but he's just says a lot of like he has the inability to understand the development of players, the utility of players. For him, you know, if you don't play like Messi, you suck. He looks like a douche when he speaks like that, just like a clown. Well, I mean, I like Hassan. Like he's a character. I mean, he's a character. So they say casanate, right? In Italian, there's this word, um, cazzate. A person that says cazzate is a person that says a lot of bullshit. So throughout his career, the newspapers will call Cassano, will say he's done another Casanata, right? Another. So he's done all the shit in his career. He's a particular guy, but I still like the guy. Whatever. I don't care. Red card in Ajax for the captain, yeah, and a free kick for Napoli. Oh shit, Acerbi coming in for Inter, guys. Well, there goes my man said Rashford and Ansu Fati. And Sancho. And Sancho too. He said Sancho. He said Sancho is above Leao, Rashford, Ansu Fati. Yeah, I mean, Cassano, when it comes to judging players, it's a mess. It's always a mess. He's always a mess. Hopefully, Redbird will have the huevos to spend in January. Yeah, well, they need to keep Leao because if we don't keep Leao, we are screwed. We are screwed because Chiesa is back. So Juventus will keep on going with their superstar. Napoli, if it can keep Vicha Varaskelia, will have their superstar. So we need to keep our superstar. I want to see this from Redbird. That's the next step. Let's keep Leao because at this point, Leao is the leader of the team, an undiscussable leader of the team. He is the problem solver. He is the spearhead. So I want to see Redbird with the huevos to convince Leao to stay. If we were paying freaking Donnarumma 8 million, I'm not saying that you have to pay Leao 8 million, but if we're paying Donnarumma that stupid amount, like, you can do something for Leao, okay? Man, Napoli's playing so well. Napoli's This is a clinic from Napoli. Napoli's taking Ajax to school. Ajax should literally sign a check to these guys for the lesson that they're getting. He always gives positive interviews in the last period about Milan, so hopefully he won't disappoint and not extend. Yeah, and of course, it comes down to also Milan meeting his demands, or whatever, negotiating correctly. But they got to make it happen because, guys, Napoli's just destroying Ajax. This is incredible. They're just, it's literally like, it's it's uh it's it's like when we play against uh those teams that we play. You know how when we play against the teams in the summer at Milanello in the training grounds when we do the friendlies. Like, it's like that. Like, this is how superior Napoli is to Ajax right now. Leao's new contract is 40 million investment. If we want to meet that, then what the hell are we doing? Is that all it is? I mean, if you want to buy a Leao, you spend 120 million. So 40 million for Leao seems like a pretty good deal. Seems like a really good deal to me. No excuses. Yeah, one thing I think Milan needs to figure out, 65 in total if we decide to pay Sporting what he owes. Starts to get pricey. Napoli almost scores another goal. Lozano. It starts to get pricey, but it's still half the value. It's still half of what you can, I mean, you can say, okay, with 120 million, you can do this, you can do that. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The guy has already cemented himself as a top player. So, and he's a Milan top player, and he's the leader of Milan. So again, like, if these guys were ready to give Donnarumma 8 million, like, I need to hear really, really, really good reason to why they don't think Leao is at least worth 6. If something like that. I really need to hear that. Who could force Milan or Leao to pay Sporting? Who could force Milan? Well, I think it has to go through the courts first. So I guess I think the judges that decide the case, decide who you know. Oh, I mean, it could be part of the deal. That's the thing about Leao right now. Leao comes with baggage, and it is this 20 million extra you got to put in. But I think we got to do it. I think we got to do it. Oh my God, guys! 6-1. Simeone. Guys, Napoli just scored another incredible goal. Just incredible football from Napoli. Out of this, it's PlayStation football. It is PlayStation football. No, not get rid of Leao. Not get rid of Leao. Keep Leao. Napoli guys playing PlayStation football. Was he offside? Dombele with a beautiful assist. And what a goal. 6-1. in Holland. And a few days last week, when I was telling everybody, "Yo, Napoli has top 3 rosters in Europe," people were fucking saying I was crazy. Who goes to Holland and beats Ajax? Of course, guys. You know what I'm gonna hear? You know what I'm going to hear from the usual suspects? Ajax is not a team anymore. Ajax is not a team. So that's what we're going to be listening to. I hope he stays. Nature of football, he will leave. Um, nature of football, he will leave, but nature of Milan, no, right? Nature of Milan, he stays. If this is the real Milan, if Redbird wants to bring up the real Milan, if we sell our best player, if we become a club that we had to let our better players go for free, and now we have to sell our best players, what kind of identity is this? I mean, I guess maybe you can think of it. Well, we have to do it now because we're still in the arc, the growth arc. But mm, Cardinale, we need to keep him. We need to keep him. It's a must. It's a must. Yeah, I mean, Napoli can win a trophy, but they can also lose. Yeah, they can also lose. Total attempts, 22 attempts to 7. What the fuck is Origi doing? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm still here. I mean, I hope I'm wrong about this. Like, sometimes I do get this stuff wrong. Like, for example, when it came to Giroud, like I knew we were getting a top striker when Giroud came, and I knew he was going to give us the goals he gave us, but I didn't think he was going to score in these big games, right? So that's the miscalculation I did with Giroud. With Origi, I want to be a little bit more careful because maybe he is similar since he has a similar history. He does score big goals in big games. So maybe that's what he can do. But I'm very Origi is not great market. Okay, like I don't know what to tell you guys. It's just it is what it is. It is what it is. There's nothing. Nobody should be excited about having Origi in AC Milan. I mean, then of course, if he proves me wrong, I'm happy to say shit. I was wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I think that what he will do is going to be very minimal. But the thing about Milan is that even if he scores one goal in one big game, that is a decisive game, he already becomes a legend. So it's very, as long as you do well when it's needed, you're gonna earn your respect. But he's not going to be anything. I don't think he's going to be. Guys, hold on. Napoli still on the offense here. Guys, Napoli's going for for 7. Napoli's going for 7, guys. Napoli's going for the 7th goal. It is 6-1. Napoli is still attacking. What's up, Lucas? How you doing? I said he would be a flop when he signed him. I hate being proven right. I mean, yeah, when we signed him, I was, man, this is, yeah, like this is not. Yeah, like we should be getting some of these Italian young guys that are hungry and they want to show what they're all about. Mm, Whatever. Guys, Napoli almost scored a 7th goal, guys. Napoli almost scored a 7th goal. Napoli almost just scored the 7th goal. What's up? 6 goal. Yeah, we tried Rebic in the right wing. Well, Rebic doesn't want to play on the right. Like Rebic literally had a fight with his national team coach about him playing on the right. And Pioli said it in a press conference. Like Rebic just like I've told him, hey, here, play on the right. Rebic would rather sit on the bench than play on the right. I don't know what's up with that. Uh, let's see, what's Italian? Yeah, thoughts on tomorrow's game? Tomorrow is not going to be an easy game because we don't have our fullbacks, our starting fullbacks. So therefore, the mechanisms of our usual tactics are going to suffer, and it's going to be a little bit of improvised. And it's going to be Dest's first time as a starter. Balotore, not he's already played in the team for a year, but not many minutes. So the team is going to suffer for sure, for sure. But at least as far as the wing play goes, the flanks and defending on the wings, and also maybe attacking. Maybe let's see. Hopefully, Dest has a great performance. Hopefully he does. If he does, then his 20 million price tag will be. Guys, Napoli is going to score a seventh goal. Guys, Napoli is about to score another goal. This is incredible. I'd rather spend 2 million on a med staff upgrade than Origi. Napoli's better than Inter and Barca. Oh, 100% there, of course. If we go by that logic, almost every player we got was a flop in the first season. It is unfair to Origi to say it's a flop so early. I don't think he is a flop. I think that the market is it's weak. It's just weak. I don't know. I just feel it feels like a weak reinforcement to a department that. I mean, listen. Milan did what they had to do with the budget they had, so it was an opportunity. I would have gone for Belotti. I thought there was a big mistake not to go for Belotti. Because Belotti is more. I don't know. First of all, Belotti's healthy. First of all. Second of all, Belotti's a Milanista. So he would be playing with a different kind of fire. And also, if we would have gotten Belotti, we didn't need to do all these stupid things we did from the Champions League list in order to keep the quotas up. Guys, Napoli just got a crossbar. Napoli just got the crossbar, almost scored the seventh goal again. I want to really hear what people are going to tell me. All those people are saying that I'm crazy for saying Napoli is this good. I really want to hear what their excuse. Because I know what they're going to say. They're going to say it's Ajax. Ajax is. Ajax has become a shit team all of a sudden. All we need for Chelsea is two key players, Giroud and now 2-0 we win. Yeah, but we got to defend too, yeah? We got to defend as well. I mean, Dest has played some high-level games, so he's played. Oh, thanks. Let me fix that. Let me open up the lines for about an hour and then I'm going to close. Yeah, I mean, Des has played in big packed stadiums with a lot of noise, so it's not like he's never done it before. Is it still? Hello? Check. It's one game. It's one game. Do it the. Do it the whole season. Yeah, exactly. Do it the whole season. Ajax is not a team anymore. Ajax doesn't know how to play. Ajax is this. Ajax is that. It's never going to be no. Napoli is actually really good. It's always going to be the other team that is not good. Guys, Barcelona asking for a penalty. Let's see if it is a penalty. Can't tell here. Hold on. Four, 4-3. Yeah. That is hilarious. Barcelona penalty, guys. Let's see, maybe. The game is finished in Holland. Mamma mia, ragazzi! What football we saw from Napoli! Another top notch level. Oh, it does look like it is a penalty. This does look like a penalty, actually, guys. It does look like a penalty. Yeah. Let's see if they give it. Yeah, I know Mustafa. I know. I was watching the game. Just like superlative performance. Oh, they didn't give it. Wow, they didn't give a penalty. Oh man, Inter got lucky. It really looked like a penalty to me. 8 minutes stoppage time for Inter. All right, tomorrow's Milan and Juventus. It's their turn. All right, let's open up the lines for the post matches. 6-1, guys. 6-1. Vice Verasquilla gets a goal against Ajax, gets a goal against Liverpool. Nobody's stopping that guy. Barcelona don't look like a really good team, actually. Like the way they play, it does not look good. It looks quite average. They don't look like they don't look like the team that plays the kind of football you would expect, from them with that name. Expecting a good game tomorrow. It should be a fun game to watch. I think we're going to suffer a lot. But one thing that Milan has been gotten very good at is suffering. That is a big part of football, knowing how to suffer as a squad. I guess he's on the pitch. Yeah, he's playing. He got subbed in, playing the last 10 minutes. But Barcelona looks like a very normal team. A very normal team. They might score here because Inter's not looking any better, but Barcelona is looking like a very normal team. But what a performance today from Napoli, guys. What a performance. Top level. Top level. Hold on, guys. Barcelona coming in strong. Uh, it is literally just catenaccio. Catenaccio. Inter catenaccio. What's up, Andon? How you doing, my man?
Hello, good, good. Just got the last minute of the game, Inter Barca.
Oh, nice. Oh, is it over already for you?
No, it's still they have like 4 minutes left.
Okay. Yeah, man. Oh, dude. I guess did you see Napoli play today?
Yeah, I saw the result. Man, Napoli are scary in this first part of the season.
They're looking incredible.
Basically, again, Ajax is not that bad of a team to
No,
win
Ajax is a good team.
away at their place, score 6 goals.
Yeah, out of this world.
Yeah, but it's only a matter of time before they also got some injuries, especially in the next period. because the schedule will be insane, and we have to see how they will manage them.
Okay, but for me, Andon, is the mercato they did provided them with a lot of depth.
Yeah, it
Be,
was it was
be,
not, it wasn't a special mercato when you see it at first, but they now targeted smart signing, something that Milan did in the past seasons. They bought smart. They didn't
but
spend big.
the last week
They
of the
bought smart.
mercato, when they concluded the Raspadori Simeone operation, the Ndombele operation, like
And have in mind, those are all rotational players. Maybe besides Raspadori,
right,
and that's what
yeah,
they needed because Napoli had a very good team, but they didn't have the bench last season.
right. So
Now,
I think even if they do get some injuries, yeah, of course, every team loses something when they lose players, but they still can stay up at high levels.
yeah, they have the players, but we have to
Yeah,
see it. That's the only thing that Milan differs from the other teams because Milan has proven in this past 3 seasons, no matter how many victories we have, we never lose the pace that we play. We still manage somehow to win it because no matter what the team is, if they have, like we have now 8 injured players, most of them are also our first team players. They would have a lot of trouble playing. So I'm hoping to see what they can do if they got, because they will have injuries. One thing also is what affecting that many injuries for us. I think besides the training probably, and because they overdo it in training, is also the bad pitch conditions in Italy. Because the field also against Empoli was terrible, the grass. So that's why we have that many injury problems. 90% of them are muscular problems. So yeah,
yeah. Do you think that's what it is? The grass, like the condition of field.
the pitches in Italy in most of the teams when we play away are terrible.
But Napoli, for example, only has two injuries so far.
Yeah, but Napoli plays a little bit of different style than us, and
Well, Napoli's all technique. It's all technique.
yeah, we play more on physique. We play more on running. We play a little bit more. How would I say this? More like Premier League team
But
because
let's
they
also
play.
but let's also be honest about something. Let's also be honest about something. By the way, Inter uh, beat
Yeah, they beat Barcelona, which is very good.
yeah, and the Juventinis are so fucking what's the word, sour about it.
They cannot be sour against it because this is good for the whole league. This shows the progress that Syria is doing also in Europe, and basically how difficult is this season, because this season the competition in Syria is a lot on a higher level than it was last season or the season before, especially the smaller teams. So this is a good sign.
Yes, and listen, I've said this a million times, and I know people are gonna fight me over this, but Napoli is playing the football that I'm seeing they're playing is elite. Okay,
Yeah, Napoli is playing. They're playing amazing at the start of the season.
and we dominated that team.
Also, I noticed that I wanted to say that we
Right,
dominated this Napoli
right.
as a team.
So there's a lot of strength. These are two new teams. Napoli and Milan are two new teams that have been built with ideas. It's not going to be easy for teams to beat Milan or Napoli. And Inter just beat Barcelona, So yeah, Serie A. You know, I said this. This is the beginning of the renaissance of Serie A. This season
Yes.
is the beginning of the renaissance of. Now we got to see what happens because you know the Premier League teams have no ideas. Like English, and look at the coaches. English coaches usually historically have always done poor because they don't have ideas in that country when it comes to develop. So what do? They make a lot of money in a good way, good for them. So they're gonna just buy. They're gonna just buy Viceveraschilia. They're gonna buy Leao. They're not gonna create any of these players. They're just gonna buy them. So we got to see if Serie A can resist that. That's essentially what we're going to check.
Well, on the financial part depends on how good the offer is. Because let's take example Napoli. Whenever they sold player, a good player, they never sold them cheap. So for that kind of prices, you cannot say no for now in Italy at least, because it's not the same. The income is not the same. But if they continue to develop the whole league as in total with the TV rights, with what they're doing, everything that they're doing, maybe in 4 to 5 seasons they can catch up. But for now, it's too early. But even if they lose those kind of players, I believe what especially teams in Serie A are much better than in the Premier League is the scouting system and the way they find players. As you said, because basically most of Premier League teams, especially the good ones, they buy the end product. They don't buy, let's say, a rough diamond that needs to be polished.
Yep.
On the other side, Serie A team and the scouting system, especially even in the lower teams, we can see by the transfer Atalanta was doing. Also now we can see what Udinese is doing. Even Fiorentina, basically, all of them are buying very good players. So maybe they can use that. And again, they need to improve the infrastructures of every Serie A team. They need to start, because I read a lot of teams are trying to make improvements to their stadiums, which is a good thing. It's movement in the right direction. Just they need to speed it up a little bit.
Yeah. What's up, Antonio? Hold on. Before Antonio says what he's got to say, I just want to remind Antonio, because Antonio and I have this this debate ongoing. Raspadori, 2 goals and an assist today, by the way. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
I still stand by my point that he's a good player, but he's not like a top class player.
If his name was the Raspador, or if his name was Van Dyke Raspador, or if his name was I don't know, Mac Raspador. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I want to say De Ketelaere isn't a top class player right now, but I think he has more of a chance to become one than Raspadori.
So Raspadori right now is not a top class player.
No.
Okay. Dude, it's a curse. Having an Italian name is a curse if you're a football player. It is a curse. Anyway, what else were you going to say, Antonio?
I just want to say hi. How you guys doing?
Good. Yeah. No, were you able to watch the games? Because you were probably busy, right?
Actually, I had a free afternoon, and I was like in and out. I had a meeting that I was at, but I watched like the first half of the Inter game and a little bit of the Napoli game.
Yeah, Napoli just took Ajax to school. And Napoli would take almost every team in Europe to school. But Inter, they're fighting for their lives. So I kind of saw this happening with Inter. Because I think if Inter would have lost tonight, it would have been a disaster for them. Inzaghi may be fired. And so, it has to get to this point for them to perform. So maybe a victory like this can inspire them. And, victories are like fuel. But let's see what happens with them. What were your opinions?
I feel like Barca fans are going to be so mad because Inter were just sitting back and countering. Like they were playing hardcore catenaccio.
Yeah, but not that much, really. I mean, I don't know. I was watching both games, so I didn't see like a dominant performance from Barcelona. Like the way Barcelona moved the ball around is not impressive. It's not impressive. It's just it's good. It's normal. Kind of like Inter. It's not that impressive.
I feel like Barcelona, like the thing with them is they have a lot of individual players. Like Dembele was didn't look too like he was taking players on, but he had a couple good passes, but a lot of like mistakes. Lewandowski is just always in the box, and he's good when he has the ball, but it doesn't really look like he's gelled with his teammates. The ball moves around, but like you said, like they don't really have that kind of like final to then
They
score.
Yeah, they don't have that Barcelona magic that they used to have. It's just a regular
Pedri,
team.
I will say Pedri was fantastic tonight, and I don't really watch it like La Liga. Surprisingly, is like the league that I watch the least out of the top 5 leagues, just because like for some reason I just don't really like care. Like I know like Real Madrid and Barcelona are good. Like I don't really watch. I watch them in the Champions League. I don't really watch La Liga. But yeah, Pedri, man, like this guy's for real. Like the way he contributes defensively as well, but he like the way he avoids players and
Yeah. I mean, he in the Euros, what didn't he almost have? Didn't he have 100% passing rate in the whole tournament, something like that, or close to?
I
So
was like really yeah.
obviously the guy is super talented. Obviously, yeah. What do you say to this comment here?
I didn't say he was better. I said he has more potential to be
Better
a top.
potential, yeah, which is true.
You think so too?
Right now, Raspadori is the better player. I mean, he's scoring.
But you think Raspadori is just going to stop growing?
No, but I think CDK has a higher ceiling
How? Why?
because I mean, physically, I think he's got more abilities.
Physically,
I think also
what abilities do you need physically in order to outgrow?
I don't know. He's tall. He's also like he's probably because of that he's stronger. I don't know. Like from what I see, I think he can be more of someone who can have like that sort of presence in spaces. But I mean, it's not the most important thing, but it's still useful. And then also I was saying CDK like technically, Rashford is a good technical player, but CDK, when I see him play, this guy like his
hold on. Are you about to say that CDK is better technically than Raspadori? Is that what you're about to say?
Yeah, but it depends what you mean by.
Oh my god. Are we? You think that too, Andon?
Yeah, I think CDK is better technical than Raspadori and has a lot higher
Not
ceiling
even
than
close. Not
Raspadori
even
can.
close.
Just depends on
No
how
way.
he develops, because you can see it by the passes he's making, the small things.
You know what's guys? You know what's funny that I just realized? I think Andon is like a Milan like nationalist. Like he loves Milan. Roy is an Italian nationalist, and so like, but even though you guys both agree on most of your takes, right now you're seeing the classic Italy versus foreign player debate. So this just like
No,
my
I'm not saying that Orsolini is better than CDK. I'm saying Raspadori. The guy that is the spearhead of the Italian national team, the guy that just scored 2 goals against Ajax and had a wonderful assist. I'm not talking about Orsolini. I'm not talking about Petagna.
No, yeah. Currently, no, don't get me wrong. Currently, Raspadori is a lot better than CDK at this time. But CDK, let's say in 3 seasons, will be probably in the top 5 players in the world. While I don't see Raspadori doing that.
Why would CDK be in the top 5 players in the world in 3 or 5 years?
I don't know. I have that feeling from the style he plays, from the moves that he makes. The only thing CDK now is missing a little bit more confidence and better decision making, which will come in time, because you can see even when he plays the passes that he makes passes that barely other players can see. So
I'm sorry, guys, but it's just like the difference is pretty big. Like the quality of one player in comparison to the other is quite.
currently, yes.
But I mean, they're both of them are the same age. It's not just because one guy's taller, he's going to be better.
No, it's not just because taller, just completely in the total package of the player.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what in 5 years. Let's see, but I really don't think that's good. I think Raspadori is going to keep on getting better, and CDK is going to become a good player, a very solid player. But Raspadori is going to be one of those players that will score you 2 goals against, Liverpool in a quarterfinal, or he's going to score a goal in the semifinal of the World Cup. He's a different beast, different beast. But only time will tell.
Italy in the World Cup semifinal?
Sure, why not?
Sounds optimistic.
Why not? He is the guy. Raspadori is not like Immobile, like this new generation of Italian forwards is not like the previous one. These guys they want to play against the best and they want to be the best. Well, the previous ones, Immobile, Belotti, Berardi, they were happy to stay and win in mediocre. Not these guys, Chiesa, Zaniolo, Raspadori. These guys want to be elite. Raspadori at 22 already. Mancini brought him at the Euros. He's already won a Euro, been part of a team that won a Euro, and he's already given the keys to the national team. And he's look at how he substituted Osimhen right now. CDK could never do that in a million years. Maybe in 5 years, 3 years, he's going to be an excellent player, but Raspadori is a whole different level, guys. Let's see. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. Future will tell.
Yeah, but you have to take in consideration Raspadori is playing longer in a more quality league than CDK. So that's another thing why he's now ahead of CDK. And the style that Napoli plays also, I think also which is very huge is Spalletti showing how he knows how to use Raspadori. While currently I still haven't seen Pioli to utilize the best that he can for CDK. I'm not defending CDK; he should play a little bit better. I'm not saying that he shouldn't, but also a part in this has to play also Pioli. Pioli needs to understand a little bit the player and to give him a little bit more direct instructions. Because sometimes when I see him play, I don't see any particular instruction that he's given. He's given more like a free roll than something concrete.
Listen, I'm convinced CDK is going to be an exquisite player for AC Milan. And he's already on his way in doing that. I'm convinced about that. But just because there's another player that is not a Milan player, other players in other teams are going to be better. It's not that.
No, this has nothing to do with that he's in different teams.
But
There are a lot
but
of players
technically,
that
but technically, it's incomparable. You cannot compare the two. Technically, Raspadori is a much better technician, and that's not going to change. That's not going to change.
we'll see.
I mean, if do you, so you think that first of all, you think that right now he's more technical, or do you think that right now he's more just less informed or something like that?
I think now he's less informed.
But
That's
do you think he's more technical right now? Like the
at
way
this
the
time,
way he touches the ball, the way his passing, everything, just the way he manages the
regarding the
ball.
passing, yes, I think he's a much better passer than Raspadori. But what he lacks, what CDK lacks, he lacks a little bit of speed, and again, he lacks that final decision making. That part. While Raspadori is much better at finishing, maybe even at dribbling, and he knows how to get himself more in scoring positions. While CDK still doesn't do that.
Close control touch that Raspadori is a million times better. That's a fact. I mean, it is a fact. Close control touch. Now passing, well, CDK is more of a midfielder than Raspadori, so CDK is going to play
Yeah.
more deeper. In the final third, Raspadori is.
Then the
Okay,
final touch is
listen, guys. In a few years, when Raspadori is going to be one of the guys, 20 goals a season, blah blah blah. Then people are going to start talking about him. Right now, he is still in the beginning of his career, so he's not getting the respect, or not the respect. He's not getting what I think he will get. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe he's going to just plateau and but I don't see that happening. And CDK is just going to overtake it. I don't see that happening, but maybe we'll see. We'll see. Uh, Paul KB, I've watched 3-4 Raspadori games, and that means that only is Raspadori is one of Milan's biggest flops. I don't think CDK is going to be a flop. I don't think that. I don't think that at all. I'm not saying that, by the way, yeah. But tomorrow, even if CDK scores or doesn't assist, you know, it's not like all of a sudden he's going to be. I mean, he needs it for him. He needs it for his confidence. He needs it for his ability to grow. Uh, but let's be honest, guys. Like he still needs a lot of growing to do. Like I don't know
Yeah,
what to say.
he needs to grow a lot. But the same was with also with Lau. We waited Lau probably for 2 seasons, maybe for him to grow and to finally start showing what he's showing now. And now Lau is irreplaceable, basically. So the same, I think, may happen even with CDK. Not just Leao. As I said, a lot of our players that we got in the past years, all of them have I, like a bad start. But after a while, after they accommodate, they're playing excellent. Even Tonali. Tonali was terrible the first season. But last year he was also replaceable. Benacer the same when he started playing. Maybe
um,
only good players that started good, I
no,
think, are Tomori and Kalulu. They
yeah,
started.
CDK has started better than Lau. I'm aware of this. And imagine this is not true. Like this thing that I prefer Italian players. It's just not true that I prefer Italian players. Um, I think that I'm one of the few that actually gives credit to the good Italian players because Italian players are usually really considered poor no matter what.
Hey Roy,
What?
who's better, Magnan or Donnarumma?
Other Magnan, of course.
Don't know, but you
Donnarumma.
see what you say to me when I ask you that, and you're like, "Well, yeah, Magnan, but like Donnarumma
In 5 or 6 years, I think Donnarumma is going to be better. Yeah, but in five or
will
six
be
years,
the better
Magnan.
keeper. Who will be the better keeper, like based on their entire career, not at the same time at the end of their careers?"
Wow, I mean that's like going to a casino, right? I don't have
Well,
a crystal ball in front of me.
that depends if Donnarumma learns how to play with the ball. If he learns how to play a ball more than playing goalkeeper, I think Donnarumma will have a lot better career. But
I have
as
a very
thing,
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, as now things stands, I think Magnan is a little bit, not a little bit, but a lot better than Donnarumma. Just I like the total package because Donnarumma is a better shot stopper. He has better reflexes and he can do amazing saves. But Magnan, besides being good at that, he's also much better at decision making. He's a lot better at passing, and he's one of the rare goalkeepers that knows how to start the play or how to make passes. If, for example, I'm gonna take example Pep. If Pep coached Magnan would be undoubtedly the best keeper in the world. Just the style Pep plays. So for now, I would say Magnan.
Yeah, and this thing here, okay, I don't think it's a bad thing to say prefer Italian players since you're Italian. Like even that is not true. If you ask me, do you want again Orsolini on your team or I don't know, or no Lozano? I'm gonna say Lozano. We're talking about
No,
specific players.
that bad. Yo, you keep ripping Orsolini.
Yeah, no, he's actually really good. Orsolini, he's actually really good. But I'm not talking about players just because they're Italian. First of all, players that come out of Italy are super good. Like, why is it a sin to say that the players that come out from the Italian system, from the national teams, the academies, the under 21s, to Serie A, and these are fucking great, excellent players. You know, the ones that are top of the line. Italy is one of the elite countries of fucking football, so of course it's going to produce top players. And so I'm talking about those top players. Yeah, we should definitely go for them. We'd be stupid not to, and we haven't, unfortunately. But that's mostly because of finances. But it's, like, no, I'm not talking about the U.S. Right? Does the U.S. produce top level players? No, I'm talking about Italy. Four-time World Cup winners, Juventus, Milan, Inter, Champions Leagues, history of football. We're talking about a country that knows how to fucking produce top-level football players. So
Roy,
what is the problem with me saying yes? We need to get the best Italian players.
the problem is this. If you don't, obviously, historically, you're correct. Italy is a top footballing country, of course.
It still is, not just historic.
Yeah, we won the Euros. We haven't qualified for the second World Cup in a row, which is questionable, but I think we're good. Of course, we're not in a crisis or whatever, like what people say, just that don't actually watch the sport just because we're on the World Cup. But the problem is, if you don't actually, contextualize Italy in the time that it's in, you're gonna have to face problems. Because when you say that Italy right now, um, is like their youth system and their production of top players is as good as some of like the other top countries, it's factually it's not true. I mean, you can see the account
As far as quality, we are better than many other countries. Maybe as far as quantity, that's where we go down. But as far as quality, I think we're in the top three, top five.
I think that's a problem. And I think also this is like just pretending like this isn't like youth is not a problem is kind of like the same thing as the Serie A, like totally disregarding its lack of development and things like that. Because if you don't recognize the problem, then you're part of the problem. I feel like you need to Italy has to revamp in many ways.
But listen, no. Oh, sorry.
Can I say one last thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you look at the teams right now that are succeeding, like you said, Napoli, Milan, pretty much those two teams, and then Inter's kind of on a downward spiral. These two teams are doing it because of a combination of getting young players. Many of them are foreign. Raspadori could be an exception. Calabria. There's a few exceptions, Tonali. But many of them are foreign. But the youth project is carrying them, of course. But my point is that these two teams are not successful because of Italy and the Serie A. They're successful because they have these sustainable projects. And because of that, they're individually succeeding in a country that's kind of holding them back, in my opinion. Which is, I think most of us would agree. There's many financial limitations and things like that. So we need to, when you're looking at these teams, it's important to sort of still realize that, yes, we're good, but there's still problems going on. That are ownerships, are now they have to be sustainable to solve. And I think that's part of the whole issue with Italy, in terms of the geopolitical thing right now. It's like the youth and the sort of development and modernization is lacking compared to some other countries.
All right, I do have an answer.
You're going to disagree with me with that, but
no, I don't. I mean, a lot of that is true. We know that Italy right now is going through economically, it's not the strongest. Geopolitically, it's not the strongest, etc., etc. But when it comes to the training grounds, right, and the kids playing football and learning from the previous generations that were there, it's still some of the best information you can get. Coverciano is still there in Italy. The Harvard of football is still there in Italy. It's not somewhere else. So, yes, maybe this time again. You talked about Napoli. Well, Napoli today had Di Lorenzo, he's a top player. Di Lorenzo is a top player. He can play in any top team. You have Meret that is playing exceptional football, and you have Raspadori, right? So those are three top level Italian players, And these are the three players that I'm going to have in my conversation if I want to have that conversation. I'm not going to talk about the Italian guy that is in 16th place on the bench. So as far as the quality, Italy is still producing top quality Italian players. Now, 5, 10, 20 years ago, it used to be 20, now it's 10. So we need to get back to when it was 20. Okay, because if you look at this national team, this next national team coming up, I mean, look at the midfield. Tonali, Barella, Jorginho, Verratti,
Vega.
Povega, Locatelli. You have a lot of quality there. The offense, Chiesa, Zaniolo, Scamacca, Raspadori, and we'll see who else comes up. So you have a lot of options there. The defense we're missing something in the defense right now. So
the problem was never with Italian football that didn't produce quality players. The only problem Italian football had in the past maybe 5 years or maybe even 10 years, they didn't trust enough the youth product that they were making. They didn't give them enough chances. I'm talking on a club level. They didn't give them enough chances. They didn't develop them correctly. And that's why even the national team struggled. But now that is improving. As you see, these new crops of players, they're all young and they're building something. But they're trusting them now a little bit more. They're giving them chances, which is very important to give a young player chance to play even at 19 and 18, to play in a big league, to play big matches, because that is how you develop a player. So tomorrow, when the Italian national plays in a big game at the World Cup or the European Cup, they know how to win it. So they're doing now right, but the problem was in the past seasons, in the past years, they didn't do that. So it was never a question that didn't produce quality players, because that big of a footballing nation and that big of a league, they will always produce the maybe
right,
best players.
yeah, and some generations better than others, etc., etc. So I'm not really worried about that. And it is true, courage. They need to have more courage. Like even these kids here, Rovella, like Rovella, for example, like Juventus. Juventus gave away Rovella to Monza, and all of a sudden Monza's playing football and they're winning games. Like, so Juventus is an example of a team right now that is failing at that. At having courage.
Can I respond?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we're gonna sort of disagree on. So when you said something important, which I guess is some sort of common ground, because you said that in the past Italy was producing more players. So at least you acknowledge that, because I think we can all agree. Now the other thing you said that I just disagree with you, and we've had this argument many times, but you said when you were using examples of top players in Italy, you said Raspadori, Scamacca. I think I think our midfield is good. Barella, Tonali, and Locatelli's pretty solid. He's not amazing, but it's like most of the players you named, besides Chiesa and Tonali and Barella, I don't consider them top class players. Like they're not have they shown that they're that good yet? Like, how do you know they're that good?
Because I can see how they play. I can see how they caress the ball. I can see how they manage the ball. I can see how they think. I can see how they move on the field.
Like, can I name you, France, for example, some players that are 25 age years old?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, obviously we have Mbappe, Chouameni, Nkunku, Dembele, Koundé, Kamavinga, William Saliba.
All right. Okay.
Hold on, there's plenty more.
You cannot compare any nation to France, because France in that area is mile ahead of everyone.
But all those names you said, there's only one player that is above Italian players. There's only one. And it's not even that. I mean, maybe Chiesa can be next to him, but all those other players that you mentioned, like we have a response to that. So
Nkunku?
Yeah.
Bro, you're crazy.
even more quality and quantity than Italy at this time. Basically, you cannot compare France to any
Yeah,
other
but
nation.
on a football pitch, you can only have
And
11 players, right?
I understand. I'm not saying we have to be like as good as France in terms of the quantity, but Roy doesn't even. I'm just trying to show you that Roy doesn't admit that
No,
France.
I think the biggest problem is that, especially with younger people like you, Antonio, especially in this generation, you've kind of been tricked into thinking that if you play in the Serie A, you're not that good. If you're Italian, you're not that good. But if you're playing the Premier League, if you play for Chelsea, if you play for these teams, if you play for that team, you're top. You're top. You kind of fall for the money propaganda that is being pushed by the marketing departments of these football leagues. Because if Raspadori, and I've said this many times, Raspadori, Zaniolo, all these were English or were French or were Spanish, you'd be calling them, top players. But it's the Serie A, because they play the Serie A, you don't think they are.
It's not. Look at their stats. Look at their stats.
What about their stats? Look at their stats. Look at their stats. Raspadori right now has scored three beautiful goals in Europe, and still you don't consider him. You consider him average. So
no, he's good, but he's not like.
Instead,
you're like one of the best. Not one of. You're like probably at least a top 10 in the world in your position, probably. Currently.
Yeah, no, listen, guys, listen. I know you guys think that everything that comes out of Italy is shit. Like, I know you guys think this, but I'm telling you, all of you guys that have this mentality, you need to change, because this shit is about to change right now. When I'm telling you now, Italian football, the Renaissance is coming back. Like, don't get caught behind, because in a year or so, I don't want to be the guy telling you, yeah, guys, why don't you just listen to me? Why don't you fight?
Right. Okay. But when you say the Renaissance is coming back, like, I mean, financially speaking, there's not really any positive signs. There needs to be major change in order. Like, you can't just like buy into the narrative that good things are just going to happen. Napoli and Milan are going towards sustainability with young players, and they're good teams. The problem is what I fear, and I'm not going to like promise everyone the Renaissance or good times, is because the other leagues will just buy their best players. Like if Leao doesn't renew, he's done. We're going to sell him this summer. It's the last time we can sell him. Vicha's probably going to leave.
Yeah, and that is the one thing that can slow us down. But imagine that's what it has to be. Just because your owner is some oil guy, that's how it has to be. When it comes to the ideas, when it comes to especially the football play, like I have eyes and I know football very well. Okay, I know football very well. I have eyes. I'm looking at all these other teams. The best football right now. I haven't seen much of Spanish football because usually the best is in Spain. But Italy the football in Italy is much better than the football in England right now. It's English football right now you think it looks good because of the production, right? It's the reason why a song by Britney Spears is on the radio and millions of people buy it because the production of the song is huge budget and the marketing is huge. They put it in your face, right? But the quality of the music, maybe you can find bands that are much smaller but are much more talented, but they don't get the same kind of exposure. It's the same thing. Right now, the football in Italy is really, really good, really good, and you guys are going to see this. You're going to see it.
My problem is with this. It's like I'm just trying to be an objective fan. Like I love Milan, but I'm also very respectful and reasonable about other leagues. Italy, as we've seen, has not been able to like Italian teams have been terrible in the Champions League. Hopefully that changes. In these past years, you see some of these players that I mentioned that you said the Italian players have shown, whatever, as good or whatever. Like they've been performing in the best competitions, scoring a bunch of goals, and like they have amazing stats. So I mean, it's just kind of like it doesn't make sense. You can't be objective and say that. Like you can't say that Nkunku can, like a player like him, for example, maybe quality
Yeah,
wise.
if I'm playing against Nkunku and I have if I'm Italy and I'm playing against France, I'm not shitting in my pants. I'm not shitting in my pants.
You're changing the argument. You're changing it.
Nkunku cannot do what he does in Germany against Italy. Like, that's what I don't think you understand.
You're changing. No. But I'm not talking about matching them up like when they play against each other. I'm just saying. I'm talking about the overall quality of the players. That's what the argument was about. And you saying that Italian players can match up with like French players like on a quality level doesn't make sense. Like, it's just not proven at all.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I know you don't think that, and I know you never will. Like, I am 100% sure that Raspadori can, let's say, in a make-believe world, they win the Champions League, and Raspadori finishes with the most goals in the Champions League. They give him the Golden Boot. You will still say that, I don't think he's world class.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's funny because if that happened, like, I would look like the biggest idiot ever.
No, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm convinced that it doesn't matter, because look at this message here. Roy, the Italian players did not show up when they needed to in the big games, and it's, in my opinion, the reason the Italian teams are struggling. Okay, the Italian did not show up, but football is not about the past, but sports there's always another game. There's always another game. There's always new players. There's always a new generation. There's always new. It's the never-ending cycle of sports. So, okay, we had a period in which Italian teams were doing some Italian players. Does this mean it's over? It means now it's done? Now Italy is going to stop existing all of a sudden, footballing-wise? No, it's just a bad period. But right now, you can see the players. You can see, okay, this next period is going to be a really good one.
I'm not like, okay, look at this comment about Verratti. I'm not like I don't want to be pessimistic, but a lot of I don't think our players that are coming up are as good as, like, I mean, Verratti's fantastic. Do we have someone to replace Verratti with his quality? I don't know about
Rovella.
Like, see, I'm just scared, especially in our attack, because besides Chiesa, I don't know, Scamacca and Raspadori, when I watch them play for Italy, they don't convince me too much.
I think the defense is a lot bigger problem than the attack Italy has.
Yeah, the defense, right? Well, I don't know if it's a problem just yet, because I want to see who comes out. But right now,
I'm thinking about right now, because I don't know. I cannot think of many good young defenders that can come up and be first choice at a high level at the Italian national team.
Yeah, that's a thing that we got to find out who's going to be the next guys, the next crop.
For example, Gatti looks good for a couple of games for Juventus. He's good. Other than that, they have some options in the smaller teams, but again, nothing too special. So
yeah, I mean, the defense is
for now. I think for now.
For now, we're going to definitely find out soon. By the way, Napoli 4 points. And Mustafa saying, okay, Raspadori is better than Mbappe and Haaland. Guys, if I have Raspadori and I'm playing against Mbappe and Haaland, like, I know I have my chances of winning. Like, this idea that because you're playing against Mbappe and Haaland, now all of a sudden you're doomed and you have to go shoot yourself. It's like, no. It's like,
Roy,
competition. What?
You're just a master manipulator of all of these, like, debates, because we're not saying, of course, in a game of football, if you match up with someone and you're a professional player, especially if you're like a pretty good professional player, Raspadori's a good player. Of course, you're gonna have your chances. You're gonna play, like, you can play well. It's freaking football. Shit, like, you can't predict how things go. But that's different from being objective and saying that these players have more quality than like, you know, overall than Italian players do. Like, that's just you being an objective, like, observer of football. Like, It's not.
But they do. But the thing is, like, I don't think you have the ability to see the quality in Raspadori because I cannot believe that you don't see it. I honestly cannot believe it. Like Politano. Do you think Politano has quality?
He has quality, but if you compare him to some other players,
To who?
like
Comparing to
well, it depends. He's a right winger, right?
yeah,
So
comparing to other right wingers.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. Who are some good right wingers right now? I mean, I guess he's been pretty productive this year. I
I
mean, he
mean,
also
I see these guys with incredible turns of the bodies, super tight touches, super balls in tight spaces, perfect touch of the ball to feet, perfect timing in the dribbling. It's like, what if that's not quality? What the fuck is quality? Just your name, just your country where you come from. If you're just because you're not Italian, that's quality. Like how? Like I don't understand. Like how can you say that these guys don't have quality when they're producing some top level football right now?
well,
I don't.
okay.
I don't get it.
Never
I
said
don't
so
get it.
you lost me again because I never said they didn't have quality, but you said but they're producing top level. What do you mean by top level? Because top level means they can be on par with the best players in the world.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
There can be like they have the same quality, like more like
So
slightly.
there's top level and then there's elite level, right? Elite level is reserved to a handful of players. Okay. But then top level is that you're good enough to win the Champions League, to win domestic cups, to win World Cups, to win big games. Yeah, against the
But
best
you
teams.
win as a team. Like I'm talking about. Like I'm saying as an individual.
But dude, this is not futsal, my man. This is not panda street or whatever. It's not street panda. It's football. It's how you play in a team in the context of a team is part of your quality. So of course you have to count that. If I get Haaland, right, and I put him in I don't know in Lecce, he's not going to win anything, right? Lecce's not going to win anything.
No,
If I
but
get it, if I get Mbappe,
Square.
if I get Mbappe and I put him in Lecce, Lecce's not winning anything. Maybe they'll have a few more points.
no, but I
on the board.
guarantee you're going to see the quality of Mbappe shine on
Yeah,
Lecce.
there's a difference.
That's my
Okay,
point.
but he isn't winning anything.
But see, that's
When Mbappe is going to play against Napoli, when Mbappe, sorry, let me just say this: when Mbappe's in Lecce playing against Napoli, Mbappe's not going to even touch the ball, and Napoli's still going to beat them 4-0.
so even if they beat them, Mbappe is still going to show that he has individual quality. And this is the thing, because we're going to this other debate. It's also like you don't have the ability to to acknowledge that someone's good just like by themselves and not as because you always compare them to their results. There's players who are very good, but either their team, like you said, like if you put Haaland or Mbappe on Lecce, you would be able to watch the game and observe them. And I know you're just doing this to be stubborn because when you watch like lower level Serie A teams or lower like division teams or your European teams you've never heard of, you can look at them and say, "Oh wow, this player is really good. Like we should sign this player." So you're able to do that because you can see individual quality like everyone can, but you just don't want to acknowledge that in the debates that we're having. Like it's pretty obvious. Like you can look at a player and judge.
I'm judging the players that I'm talking about quite fairly, actually.
Okay, so you look at Raspadori play, and you look
Yeah.
at like a player. Let's say in Kunku because they're both like similar position, and you tell me that technically they're like the same level basically.
Wait, say again?
So let's say in Kunku, you look at both of them play because they're like in the same position basically.
I wouldn't say they're in the same position, but I think that if I'm playing against Nkunku and have Raspadori on the field, I'm fine. I'll
See,
take my
but you're
chances.
changing the thing again. You're changing all I'm asking. And you see what I'm doing here?
At club level, which one I would take? I think I would take Raspadori.
No, you won't.
I think so.
Yeah, no, that's not true. But because I remember I remember how excited you were about Nkunku and Milan. But anyways,
No, I am. Nkunku is still a great player, but I think Raspadori is he's got the mentality of a champion, and that is, and also he's got the quality and technical ability of a champion. So I would go with Raspadori. Also, he's young and he's the future of Italy, so I'll go with him 100%.
Look at this reasoning. So once again, you change it back to if they're playing on the same field. If this happens, I was just saying. My question was straightforward. If you watch the two of them play as individuals, based on their stats and also the way they play, which one has more quality? Like you should be able to judge that for yourself. And
The
that
thing about the thing about Nkunku is that I know in Germany it's a little bit easier to play and to get those numbers, and in the national team, Nkunku's not doing too well.
Oh yeah, but
So
his hat trick against Manchester City in the UCL and all of his goals last season in the UCL are nothing. And also for freaking France,
Yeah, you
he
have to go competition for those spots.
yeah,
yeah, no,
I know that you hate Raspadori, but I'll go with Raspadori. So there you go.
jeez, like guys, this is insanity. Like Raspadori's better than Nkunku, I
I
guess.
would take Italy's. If I had a choice, I would take his Raspadori and Zaniolo as my top three up there. Any club team, I'll be sure I'd win the Champions League in Serbia.
Yeah, maybe we can make a case for Zaniolo, but if Zaniolo didn't have those injured problems that he has and he's constantly injured, yeah, I would take Zaniolo over Nkunku. But currently, as things stand, you cannot take neither Raspadori or Zaniolo over Nkunku. And this has nothing to do with them being Italian or not. It's just the quality of the player currently. And
Yeah,
that
for me,
argument that Nkunku scored a lot of goals in Germany and that's easy, that's that's not valid because Haaland is proving us wrong. Haaland also scored a lot of goals in Germany, but he's even scoring, as things stand, more goals in the EPL.
oh, but the EPL is worse than Germany. Like the
Uh,
level of defending and the containment in the EPL is terrible. It's literally poor. This is the reason why Italy again was able to dominate England in the national team because that's the way they play football. There, they're good at being intense. They're good at running at you. They're good at breathing down your neck. But when it comes to just positioning on the field and closing down spaces, you bring in a Spanish guy like Pep Guardiola. He's going to open you up like a can of tuna. Nkunku in Man City would have the same kind of numbers he has in Germany. Like, it's at least if Manchester United, I mean, I don't know. Like I'm not seeing. Yeah, when it comes to English football, technically, it is way overrated. Technically, not the spectacle. The spectacle is really good, top level, top class. The games feel good. The games look good. But technically, it's 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 second tier stuff. It's second tier. I mean, look at yeah, Alan. What he scored? What 3 hat tricks? He scored what 17 goals in 11 games.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's having it's easy for him to score in the league,
But
especially
Haaland would score easy in every league, in every team that he plays.
I think so too.
Be-
I think so too. Yeah.
Because Haaland is no matter what anybody said, he's a generational talent.
I agree with that. I think he's
So
exceptional. Now, would I take Haaland over Raspadori? Yes, I would take Haaland over Raspadori because Haaland is once in a lifetime kind of player that at 22 has already scored more goals than Origi will ever have.
I think his stats
I'm
is
joking.
something like he
I'm
has
joking.
153 goals in 148 games.
Yeah, at
Yes,
22, the numbers that
22.
Haaland has, they are kind of Neo from the Matrix kind of stuff. So Haaland is a player that is outside of the norms. He's in a different stratosphere. But yeah, Haaland, for example, is a player that would. I mean, in the world, if you want to set up a team and you're looking for a center forward, you only have one choice. If you have the opportunity to choose any player, it'd be Haaland. If you don't get Haaland, then you shouldn't probably you probably should review your football knowledge. I mean, does anyone disagree with me here?
No, Haaland. I don't know. You cannot not choose Haaland,
Right. If you
no
were to make
matter
a,
what any other player currently.
you can.
Haaland is like levels above everybody else, even levels above Mbappe. So,
As far as being a center forward, right?
as
Because
far as being a player, football player, no matter what.
now I do. You can now. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Haaland. All right, there are things that you can criticize about Haaland. For example, his hold-up play is not incredible. His technique on the ball is not superlative, whatever. But his ability to attack the assists, his ability to run in space, his power, his mental ability to want to score goals, and his competitiveness is out of this world. You know, but I think you can, if you want to criticize him a little bit, you can say, okay, like he does not have the hold up play. I mean, just maybe he will probably, but maybe right now, maybe Mbappe is a more better at bringing the ball forward than Haaland. But overall, I agree with you. Haaland will will give you more guarantees. But as a footballer, Mbappe technically is quite something.
Mbappe is faster, better dribbling, but Mbappe has a stagnation in his career. I think he reached his made you cannot say peak, but something like that at that World Cup when he was amazing. And from that point forward, he has a big stagnation in his game, even with numbers, with everything. And what that brought him a very big ego that makes him troubles right now currently.
Yeah, and I also want to add to that. I think also players like Mbappe usually did not stay at a club like PSG. They would go to like clubs like Real Madrid or Milan or Barcelona, where players like that, under that kind of umbrella, um, are going to come out much stronger. I think PSG, especially the way it was run under Leonardo, like you can have all the players in the world in that club. It was a circus. Now maybe with this coach here, things are different because this coach does look like he's a little bit more about the game, not about the circus. He's more about the game. I think that did slow him down a little bit. I think.
Yeah, they slow down. They saw that just spending money is not bringing them the success they want, so they're trying a different strategy.
Yeah, but right. Yeah, so I'm not a nationalist, guys. Like I'm not talking about. I respect the good Italian players, and I give them what they deserve. I give them the credit they deserve. That's it. Antonio just doesn't. Antonio, if you're Italian, Antonio hates you. I don't know.
No, what I can give Italy is their midfield options. I think they are maybe in the top three countries in the world in that area,
Yeah,
but the other areas they're lacking still.
yeah. Attack, I think, is going to be really good, but midfield, I agree with you. Defense, it's right now it's a kind of
I wanted to ask you, what do you think about Barella? Because also for him, couple of seasons ago, I thought he was amazing and he was by far the best Italian midfielder. But last season and this season, I see a huge drop in his game.
um No, I think Barella is still top of the
Yeah, he's
top
still
five.
top, but he has a very huge drop in his style in his game. He's having a terrible season this season, and
Mm,
maybe parts of last season.
I wouldn't blame it on him. I wouldn't blame it on him. I mean, I wouldn't agree that he's having a terrible season. I wouldn't agree. Like last season, he finished the season as the top assist man of the Serie A. So, and they lost to us for only a few points. So I think saying that he had a terrible season, I don't know if that's what you said.
This season he's terrible. From the couple, maybe three games that I watched Interplay, he was terrible.
Yeah, this season. Okay, so for example, tonight I saw that Barella was playing in the midfield against Barcelona. I was like, okay, so now maybe Inter is going to have a little bit more grit and maybe they can do better than because if you don't take Barella out, especially in the Champions League, you're not going to get many results because you need that fire, that the personality that he brings to the team. I think it's more Inter the problem. I think Barella is still going to keep on growing, keep on, you know, becoming. I don't think he's plateaued. No. I want to answer this question. Maybe we can all answer it together. Roy, can you name what Italian players you would like to replace with current 11 starting Milan players? I'm only asking because I'm interested to know only. All right, as far as Mike Magnan, I wouldn't replace him with anybody. As far as Theo Hernandez, I wouldn't replace him with anybody. As far as Tomori, I wouldn't replace him with anybody. As far as Kalulu, maybe Bastori, but I'm skeptic because I think Kalulu can become is on his way to becoming a top player. So when Calabria obviously is Calabria. In the midfield, it's Benacer. Would I replace Benacer with any Italian players? Mm, maybe Verratti, maybe. CDK, yes, I would replace him with Raspadori, with Zaniolo, and on the right, I'd replace whoever we have the right with Chiesa. On the left, I wouldn't replace Leao with anybody. And as center forward, I don't think I would replace Giroud with anybody right now. What about you guys? If you would answer that.
Well, more or less the same because currently with current Italian players, I would probably take Chiesa on the right wing instead of options that we have. If you ask me about the midfield about Benacer a couple of seasons ago, yeah, I would say replace him with Verratti, but currently no. Currently, I wouldn't replace him. Uh, Probably I would go as things stand. Yeah, CDK with maybe Raspadori, and in attack, I don't think I would. As things stand, I won't replace Giroud with anybody from
Yeah,
Italy.
Giroud right now is. I
Even
mean,
even the game against Temple, he was doing amazing stuff on the field, even though he didn't score.
yeah,
Just the IQ that he has as a player, and that he's so underrated for that reason. It's just amazing. I don't know. I still stand by that. If we had Giroud 2 seasons ago, Inter would have won the title.
instead of Mandzukic. Right?
Yeah, if we had him, then it would have been a different story.
Yeah, right now, honestly, like aside from Haaland, of course, maybe even. I mean, their usual names. I mean, Giroud is doing really well right now. Like, there's not many players you would want to replace Giroud with. Like, objectively speaking, like he's doing really well, really well. Um, and I'm glad. I'm glad about Giroud because when we got Giroud, I wasn't very excited about him when we got him. Uh, I didn't think he would have this kind of impact on the team, and he definitely did. So hopefully I'm wrong about Origi as well. Hopefully I'm wrong about Origi as well, but I don't think so.
We have to see Rugi without the injuries. Hopefully, because this is the first time in his career that had this kind of injury problems. That's what's holding me back. But personally, from what I saw in the maybe against the Inter game, he showed a couple of flashes of what he can actually bring to the team. But for to be able to do that, he needs to stay healthy and to play at least, let's say, 5 or 6 games in a row.
Yeah, again,
And
like
and after that, we can see if he fits Milan or not.
yeah, yeah. Roy, can you tell what is wrong with CDK game and what he needs to work on to be world class? All right, so I know this opinion is not shared here. In my opinion, from a technical level, he is still has a lot to work on. Right, he still has a lot to work on, and the fact that I think he's not a super technical player. Most of that world classness is going to come from his decision making and his mentality and his charisma. So until he develops his charisma, his comfort, his second nature, being knowing the language, because in Belgium that's home. He was there all his life, same surroundings. You get comfortable there, so you excel in your comfort. In Italy, obviously different world. He has to readapt. You can see that because he does not have, like for example, the feet of Vicha Verasquilla, who can just come in Italy and shine because he doesn't not he already has a mentality, but he can just rely on his feet. CDK can't do that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So he has to wait until to get his charisma out. When his charisma is out, when he's going to find the mechanisms with the team, and even as Andon said, which I do agree, when Pioli will figure out how to use him best, we're going to start to see the CDK that we want to see. That's my opinion. What about you?
Yeah, CDK is a very similar player. You can expect from CDK what De Bruyne is doing throughout his career. Very similar style of play, but
With
again,
who? Who did you
with
compare
De
to? Sorry.
Bruyne,
Oh, De Bruyne. Yeah, yeah, very similarities, right? Yeah.
yeah, even De Bruyne had those struggles when he was at Chelsea. Then he went on in Germany, got a little better, and now he's miles the best midfielder in the world. He's not super explosive. He's not the best, let's say, dribbler, but the other stuff that he's do, the plays that he makes, the passes that he sees, the passes that he makes is unmatched. So I would say CDK could follow the similar path, but also depends on the mentality of the player. We have to take that in consideration. It, because CDK has the raw talent, has the potential to do that, but a lot will depend on him and how he, first of all, how he managed to deal with the stress and with the pressure of playing for a big team, and how he will handle how he will handle the expectation that is made for him. So again, it's all in his head. If he managed to fix that and be a lot more confident that he's currently on, and learn how what he needs to learn at Milan, and is to learn how his teammates play and to adapt a little bit more to the team, and also the teammates need to trust him more. But that will come in time. I have zero doubt that CDK won't make it in Milan. He will. Just he needs a little bit time. As I said, I think the first flashes that we're gonna see from CDK is in the second half of the season. Probably the real CDK and the world class player that we expect him to be, I would say somewhere from the third season. I think next season he will improve, and finally in the third season we'll see what very similar to what Leao as an impactful player he is right now. And
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
hopefully by then we can have enough finances to keep him. We'll have a good system to be able to keep him, and hopefully him with Leao at that time, with Tonali, with the players that we have, will have the backbone of elite team.
Yep, I agree with you. Yeah, yeah. The guy's still. You can see it in his face too. Like still quite young. I agree. The third season. Yeah, yeah. Antonio, you still here? Is Antonio still here?
Yeah, what's up?
All right. So why don't we talk a little bit about tomorrow's game and what you guys are expecting, and then we'll close.
Well,
Me
I'm
too.
expecting a very difficult game due to the injuries that we have. But I think the players will respond very good, and they will show what they have been showing us in the past 3 seasons. That no matter what happens, no matter who is injured, no matter whatever happens on the field is that their unity and their desire to win games and to do best for the team and their teammates, that it will show also in the tomorrow game. And I'm expecting at least maybe a draw or some 1-0 victory, something like that. And that is also because Chelsea are not that great this season. So now is the time to use that and maybe even get a very good result tomorrow. So after, for example, let's say we win tomorrow, that's like 99% that we will be first in the group. 99%. But again, I expect a very difficult game for us.
Any check? Okay. Okay. So let's go and probably next time we'll keep on going more in depth. Go ahead. What about you?
Um, yeah, I think it's going to be about how well we can defend with all of the missing players, especially losing both wing, like right and left back. It's pretty dangerous. Um, yeah, and because of that, it can complicate the game. But I think our attack in midfield is good. Um, we are missing a right winger, so we can maybe play Diaz or Krunic.
Krunic.
I think we'll be okay in our attack in midfield, but we are playing a good team, and we're missing a lot of our starters, so it's going to be a very tough game. And it's away, of course. So a lot. I don't know. In theory, I think Chelsea should be the favorites, but Chelsea aren't that good. Like they're like in terms of their form. So we can win. We can get a good result, but it's just about like I don't know. Like we'll see how our subs can do and if we can actually defend well. So I hope that everything works out. But yeah, I don't like to give score predictions, but I don't like I'm not really confident. I'm not really a confident person usually. So I'm very cautious, let's say.
Yeah. Look, I'm also prepared for a defeat. I mean, I think it can happen. Yeah, because defensively, there's a big difference when you have your players that are playing there the whole season, your first team players, then all of a sudden three big players, all three very important to your system, are replaced. So now we have to discover. We're going to be discovering tomorrow if the work they do at Milan is good enough for Balotore, Dest, and Tatarusano to play at high levels and cohesiveness and keep the fluidity of a team going in against in a position like that. So we're going to discover that tomorrow. I don't know. Nobody knows because nobody has seen Dest play from the beginning. So I think defensively, it's safe to say, yeah, we can risk losing this game.
Yeah,
I I think Krunic will play a big factor tomorrow due to missing right wing, and I think he can bring that balance back and especially help Dest in the defensive phase. because I think that area will be probably our weakest point. Because Balotelli is a lot better defender than this, so I'm hoping that Krunic would help in that area. Because as you said at the attacking phase, I have no worries at all. Because also Leao is a different beast this season. No matter even if he plays a bad game, he will have like couple of minutes of flashes and he can score or give an assist then. So hopefully Krunic, a very underrated player, can bring that balance at the back and help a lot in the defensive phase and make up for the all the missing players that we have.
No, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's what probably they should do. Like, okay, kind of invert the roles, let Dest go up more, and then the defense becomes a defensive three: Balotelli, Tomori, and Kanulu. And then Krunic can provide the cover in the midfield for when Dest goes up and overlaps. So it is pretty balanced if you play it that way. If you assign Dest to a more offensive position, keep him out of defense as much as possible, um, could go your way. And then you let Kalulu mostly take part of that, take part, take charge of defending that area there. Um, yeah, we'll find. We'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out what Dest is all about. But yeah, but if they do that, could make sense.
Yeah, I think what they saw in this is what they saw at start in Theo. Very similar style of play because let's not forget Theo at the start was very poor defensively because he made a lot of he had problems with positioning and he lost because due of his attacking style of play he lost a lot of balls going forward. But now Theo is very different type of player. What he lacked in defense, he made it up, and he's very balanced fullback, and still managed to be probably the best offensive fullback in the world. And I think they saw something similar in Dest. They saw his attacking potential, and I think they believe they can work on his defensive phase of the game, and they can improve on that. But also depends on how Dest will show and how he will play because Des has the talent, has the potential, but again, like in every other player, everything is in his head. So hopefully tomorrow we'll see really why they signed him to show at least a couple of flashes to show why he deserves to be here and why he deserves to be bought at the end of the season.
Yeah, let's see. We're gonna find out for sure. I do want to say if a team was at its fullest, not even at its fullest, if we had like most of the defense or and Manyan, I'd be pretty confident going into this game, thinking that we would have a good chance of winning.
Yeah,
Um,
same. If we had a full team, I would have no doubts that we will win the game. But due to injuries now,
Due to injuries, it makes it a little. The odds kind of change a little bit. So I think I would be satisfied by seeing a Milan that is not scared to play. A Milan that is not does not get affected by the away crowd of the English stadiums. I was That would be a nice sign of growth from last year. And if they can win the game, then that would be a huge sign of improvement Milan has gone through. If they win the game with all these injuries, I'm saying, then that would say a lot about this team. The one thing that I keep on saying is now I haven't seen any Chelsea at all, so I don't know how they play. But I've been seeing a lot of Liverpool and against the teams they play, Man City against the teams they play, Tottenham. So I haven't seen Chelsea play, uh, but I'm just not impressed in how they play in England right now. So I don't think it's going to be this impossible task at all.
Yeah, because this is also a very important game for Chelsea. Because they know if they lose this tomorrow, probably they won't qualify for the next round.
Because
Because
they have
after
a
that,
tie and a loss, right?
yeah, they have a tie and a lot. Because after this,
Ah,
they have to play. They have to play with Salzburg and with Dynamo again. So this is a how do you say this? This is a very much more important game to them than is to us.
yes. But now
So
that
maybe
also,
that will open us more opportunity to score goals.
yeah, but it can also give them much more fire, right?
Yeah,
Because look at Inter today. Inter's in a similar situation. So when you have that fire, I don't want to sound negative that we're going to get beaten or anything. I'm just saying, like, I'm not. If it does happen, it's not that good.
yeah, if it does happen, only thing that I'm expecting for them to show the play that they show against Napoli. If
That'll be
they give
nice.
their best and they really try, I don't mind even losing,
Yeah,
because we have only I think 15 available players for tomorrow game.
that is insane.
We cannot even make 5 substitutions tomorrow, which is
That
really
is
sad.
insane. That is insane. Where did you see this?
Uh, because for the full injuries that we have, we only have 15 available players
That is
from
incredible.
the first team. I'm not including the youth team players.
Right, 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 right. Yeah, because you can bring in your youth team, right, to
Yeah.
do it together. So Kubis is definitely probably going to be on the squad, like you say.
Kubis, Gala, and I don't remember what was the last player that
So
they.
the injury bug is infected Milan, Mike Magnan, Calabria, Florenzi, Chiara, Hernandez, Salamanca's Messias, and Zlatan all out. Rebic Origi have returned. Bielet is expected to field Tatarusano, Des, Calulu, Tomori, Balotore, Tonali Benasser, tipped to be in the double pivot with attacking consistent with Radic wide on the right, Leo left, Charles the Cavaliers, playmaker of the end. So the first team subs are going to be Brahim Diaz, Pobega, Rebic, and Origi. Am I missing someone? No.
No.
I mean, Gabbia, I guess, if you want to consider him a first team sub. Not really. Yeah, Rebic, Origi, Diaz, and Pobega. The other midfielder, who is the other midfielders? We have Pobega, Benacer, Tonali, Franks.
Well, we have Bakayoko, we have Ranks and Adli, but they're not. None of them
Oh,
are.
right. Yeah, but not in the list.
We don't. We only have 15 players because not all of them are included in the Champions League squad.
Right. Insane.
So to win in those kind of situation and with all those injured players, it will tell a lot for the team because they have done it in Syria in the past couple
Yeah,
of seasons. But let's see now if they can do it in the Champions League.
yeah. Have you seen any Chelsea games? Have you watched them play?
I saw a little bit with Palace this past weekend. They're not playing anything special.
They
You
won,
can
right?
see that that is a team that is struggling to find form.
Yeah. They won 2-1.
Yeah, they won with the goal. Like we won in the last minute. They also won like that.
Oh, the end. What a crazy
But
game that was. Oh man.
but uh, the difference is we had a lot of opportunities in the first half to score goals and maybe even be 2-0 up, while Chelsea didn't have those type of opportunities. Palace was a lot better team, so that was the difference.
That was insane. Insane in the membrane. Yeah, Origi is back in training. All right, Antonio. Any other thoughts?
Not really. I'm excited for the game tomorrow. I hope we can do like a like if you guys do any like live stream, hopefully I can join. I miss the lives a lot.
You said you're free, right?
Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow. Well, I'm not gonna. I can't
Oh yeah,
run.
we're definitely doing live doing
Wait, say what?
the we're definitely doing lives. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. If you guys are available, I should be able to join. So
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Well, I guess that's it, guys. That's it. Guys, we need to stop replying on single players' lives and the kind of player who would make the difference him alone.
What? But he's making all the difference alone this season. But okay.
Hmm. Leao has definitely put the stamp on. Yeah, I'm a top player, and nobody's gonna take that away from me anymore. He's consecrated himself, baptized himself. Top, top, top. He was involved in all three goals. Crazy.
Yeah, it was amazing that he did. Even the pass and the goal that he scored.
Yeah,
The IQ that what I liked the most is the IQ that he showed. He was aware enough to stay behind the defense in a situation when you don't have offsides from when you have a throw in.
yeah. He handled that situation really well.
And the way he dribbled and passed the ball, besides being under pressure, that's also amazing.
Yeah,
Currently,
yeah,
I would have to say maybe as things stand, as for my style of play, Leao is a top five player in the world.
yeah. I think so. I want to see what he does in Europe against the big teams. Tomorrow, I'm not going to be harsh on him if he doesn't have a good game. Tomorrow's a anomalous kind of game, so. But I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but you know what the difference is this season? Even Leao, if he doesn't have a good game, with one special move, he makes a
Right,
difference.
right, right.
Because even against Napoli, he didn't have a great game. If the first half he missed that opportunity, he didn't do much. But he
Yeah, but
only need,
this
he only needs that little space. Even if you give him an inch, he will use it.
right. It's all these players they have their magic moments, and sooner or later, if it's gonna come, it's gonna come. Like players like Leao, these kind of players, even if they have a bad game, yeah, they're gonna have one or two magic moments. And those two magic moments can win you the game, can win get you points, and so far they have.
And I think tomorrow, Chelsea, because there's some reports that Chelsea may play a back three. I think that will leave more space at the wing for him.
We're playing a back three, huh? Highlight. I hope they play a high line. Man, if they play a high line, we're gonna destroy them. Even with the team we have. If they play with a high line, we're going to eat them alive. We're going to eat them alive. But I don't think they play with a high line, right? They play with a low block.
Well, they when this new coach took over, I think they changed the formation. They're playing for four at the back. They're not going that high. But from what I saw from some reports, I know there's some indication that tomorrow they can play with three at the back and a very high line.
Mm. Yeah, if they do that, then that's advantage to us. That is definitely advantage to us. And I think they have a lot of quality in the midfield. I'm seeing. So if they're going to play Jorginho, Modric, no Modric, Jorginho, and the other guy, uh, Kovacic,
Probably Kovacic, yeah.
and Mount, that means that ball retention is going to be good. So we're going to push a lot of players in our half. which means they're going to be forced. They're going to force themselves to play a high line.
Yeah.
And we need to be solid in the midfield, win the ball back in the midfield, attack him right away with fast paced, direct football, and we can get it, even with the squad we have.
The game will be won or lost in the midfield. So
Yeah, yes.
hopefully Tonali and Benacer can show a good game.
Tonali Benacer, for me, those guys are world class. So, uh,
And I really hope in the second half Pobega will get his chance.
I'm thinking maybe Puvega should probably no, no. I guess CDK. I mean, the thing about CDK is just like I don't want to harp on this forever, but he's just not ready yet. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe tomorrow's going to have a great performance. He's going to get an assist or a goal that can start to get him on track. He
Yeah,
definitely needs.
honestly, on based on form, I wouldn't have played him as well. But I think they won't. If they don't play him right now, it will only damage the player, and they will lose in the long run. So that's why I think he will continue to get those chances. But
Yeah,
if he doesn't play good, just substitute him in the 60th minute. Give somebody else. Give Pobega the chance he deserves.
yeah,
Because if you bring on Pobega with Tonali and Benacer in the game, we would dominate the midfield of Chelsea. They cannot handle that because we'll be more physical and also more technical. So
mm. By the way, an English YouTuber was listening to that and he said he should be valued at 200 million. What do you guys think? Yeah, sure. If they want to spend 200 million, no problem.
well, with inflation prices and with everything and the importance of a player like Lau, then the play that he currently shows, I would say it's a fair price. Especially if he extends the contract, then that's a very realistic price for him.
I'm not ready to say he's top five player in the world, but I think he can be.
But with the potential that he has, he can be.
Uh,
And again, as you know, inflation with money, with everything, and some players that are bought for some prices. Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, tomorrow we're going to do the watch along. So join us for the watch along. Open for the members.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do maybe Laird is going to do a post match. I think he is.
Hey guys, Udinese is gonna win the Scudetto.
Oh, really? Wow.
Imagine.
Well, it will be crucial in the next month and a half to see if even Udinese and Atalanta can continue their good form
Mm.
because they will play a lot of games in a short period.
Sotil is incredible. He's doing an incredible job. Sotil. Well done to him,
And
Sotil.
if that happens, I would love to see Udinese win the Scudetto. It would be a good story.
Yeah, it definitely it would. Okay? Last thing. What did you guys think of? I mean, I like the style, this off white attire from AC Milan. The players are wearing. It's interesting. I've never seen Milan do this. Have you? Did you guys see the images of their clothes that they're wearing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They're trying to be like they're trying to appeal to the young gen.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, it's modern. It's different.
it's what they need to do to increase the popularity of the team because even this is not something very special, but it's little things like this that counts. Even gaining a bigger audience, bigger fan base, just increase the value of the club.
Yeah. Looks really cool. Really cool stuff. All right. Anything else you guys want to add?
But for now,
No, nothing much, man. I'll see you. I'll hear from you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, we win.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we do. What are you gonna say if Balotelli scores a goal and Reece James doesn't?
Hey, listen. I've actually been. I love Butler today. Like I've never. Well, everyone was trashing on him. I always said like that he barely played, and I
man,
don't.
I was so
I
happy when
think everyone is like people were a little bit too hard on him. Like, I mean, we have to see what he actually does like in the long run, but I don't think he's as bad as people say. But
yes,
Reece James, like he's a good player. So I think it'll be a good game.
Is Reece James better than Di Lorenzo?
Yeah,
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Why is that?
When you watch them play, Reece James just does more. He's like a complete player. He goes up.
Okay, so tomorrow. is
I
the
hope
first-
he has a bad game because
I saw him play against Italy, and he couldn't go past
he wasn't.
Toloi.
He wasn't even starting against Italy. Like I don't even actually. Did he even play against?
Yeah,
Bro, you just say that, but like I don't even know.
yeah. No, he had the color in his hair.
Oh wait, again. Oh yeah, in this most recent game. I think
Right. He had
maybe. Yeah, I think.
different colors in his hair. So I saw him play. Saw him play against Toloi, Acerbi, and Barella, whoever else was in that midfield. He couldn't do much. I didn't see anything special.
How many? I mean, he's a right back. His defending is really good for a right back, and he's good at crosses.
Okay, well, we'll see tomorrow. Let's see. Let's see if he's as good as people make him out to be.
Okay, judging off of one game, but okay.
Well, you can tell. No, it'll be a second game. But absolutely,
But he wasn't bad against Italy. Like,
he wasn't bad.
no.
You think he was? No, I don't think he was bad, but he wasn't better than Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo was all over England.
Yeah, sure.
Di Lorenzo's a really good player, by the way. Yeah? He's a top player. Don't get that twisted. Top player, as in he can be in any top team.
I think that's a bit too far, but
I mean, a Euro Cup champion, played almost every game. Plays great in Italy. Plays great in Europe. What else do you want from them? What else do you want? What do these guys need to do to earn your damn respect? I'll tell you. What do these guys need to do? Do they need to denounce their citizenship?
to be fair, Di Lorenzo is actually. I think he's pretty good. Like I do like him. Like he's a good player. I just when you say like he can play in any top team, I don't know if he's going to be a starter in any top team. That's just what I mean.
I just think they need to denounce their citizenship in order to get some respect from authority. That's all they got to do. Do you agree with me?
Maybe change their name. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, Roy. But he's not like the like. There's some right backs that are better. So,
Then Di Lorenzo? Who?
yeah,
Who's better than Di Lorenzo?
Reece James, Hakimi, probably.
Reece James is not better than Di Lorenzo, dude.
Yeah, he is. Like, come on, right? All right. Anyways, I gotta go. There's no point. Bye, guys.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close and we're going to continue this conversation tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to judge. We're going to judge how good Reece James is.
I hope he does bad.
Yeah, you hope he does bad.
Yeah, that's the logical thing.
Hey, is your dad still pissed off at me?
Yeah, because you were calling Italian coaches bad. Like
Yeah. Is he?
Italian coaches are great.
Is he not going to come anymore because of that?
I don't. I think he's really mad. So,
Well, tell him to confront me.
dude, right? You're crazy, man.
Tell him to come and confront me. Like, I mean, you said what you said. You're a piece of shit. You're not even Italian. You're a piece of shit. Fuck off. And then he left.
Because you were insulting, like, dude. He said Italian coaches, like, and then he said when he brought up Ancelotti, you were like, he's not even like, he's not even. I don't know. Like, you used like some excuse, and then you said that
No.
Ranieri, and then you said Ranieri was lucky.
Yes. Like you cannot use it on Yenius like as a good Italian coach. Like he's not. Ranieri is like Leicester City. Exactly the same thing.
I mean, Ranieri is a coach who, like many coaches, needs good players, and Leicester City won because a lot of the players that they had were top class players that ended up moving on to other teams. And I think that Ranieri's a really good coach. A lot of coaches just don't have the clout or like
Sure.
the respect to go to like clubs that can just buy all the best players and then
He's been given
therefore
opportunities, bro.
what?
He's been given opportunities.
Yeah, like what though?
Like he played. Didn't he coach for Inter, for Juve, for Roma?
Yeah, coach. Yeah, he's not like amazing, but I think that he had some. I mean, I don't know. Like on even on Roma, did he have top players when he was there? Anyways, I gotta go, guys.
Hold on. But before you go, why don't you tell your dad to come back and hash it out?
I'll try, but you're not gonna like. You're never gonna agree because you just want to disagree for fun. So. Also, he said that you lied, and you said that because you told me that it was only you said only current Italian coaches, but he said that you were talking about past ones as well.
No. Why did he say that? I said specifically, no, the new generation of coaches. Like, I kept on saying that, and he kept on bringing up. He kept on bringing up Ancelotti and Capello, blah blah blah. I was like, no, I'm not talking Saki. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the new coaches, the post Allegri coaches, the Allegri generation.
All right. Well, I don't know. He was pretty certain that you were talking about past as well.
Hey, dude, it's live. It's all there. You can see it.
No, you deleted it.
Oh, I got deleted. I didn't delete it.
Yes, you did.
Maybe it got blocked. Maybe it got blocked. Oh, no. It's members only.
The video?
I think it's members only. Yeah.
How? Okay.
I think it's a members only video.
I was never. I thought you deleted it, so I never watched it. So.
No, it's a members only video. So if you want to see the big feud between Guido and Roy, it's in the members only video. But tell him to come back and hash it out. You know, let's go for round two. Round two.
Dude, you're crazy.
Tell him I'm waiting for round two, and we can start nicely. You know, like yeah, I'll make my case, you make your case, and so he can come back regularly like he was.
Yeah.
All right.
See you, Roy.
All right, later, Antonio. Have a good one. Andon, thank you, my man. Good to see you too, bro. I'll tomorrow, if you're available, join us. All right, guys in chat, everybody, forza Milan. We will see you tomorrow, and let's do it. Let's go. Balotelli, Dest, hat trick incoming from both players. Peace out.